Hey, my name is Meg, welcome back to my channel, and today I thought I would share with you a journal flip through. I don't actually think I've done like a chatty talk through the journal like flip of this one in particular. So this was like the first junk journal that I made for myself. I just used an old book. I just gutted it, and then how did I bind this? Because this was when I was like first like getting into binding my own books, so I think I just taped it in. I wasn't brave enough to do the whole stitching on the spine, but obviously as time went on, I did that for other junk journals. So on the front I've just got a little circle here of craft card, and I've just wrote journal in white pen, and then I've got like rose gold, what's this called, the like gold foil kind of thing, and then I just got a little gold wax seal that I've just done on tracing paper and then stuck on here because it was an afterthought. So when you open it up, the inside cover I used just like sort of florally like leafy book paper. I think I did that for the back as well, and a little handmade sticker. So this book is full of all sorts of different papers. I've got like tracing paper, cardstock, literally anything I could find. So this first page is tracing paper, and I've just got so these were actually wool like stickers, but they were like smaller ones, so I just used them as stickers. And then this I think was from a course by Kaylee Gray that I did. I can't remember which one, but I definitely know that was from the course, and so was this little quote as well. So I just wanted to create a sort of title page for the start of the journal. And then here is just like a floral image that I really liked. And then here I'm playing around with different sort of size pages. So this is just tipped in, just a piece of card. So this is a cutout just from a magazine of 5 ways to get grounded, just like an article. And then I think this was from a Happy Mail that I've just sort of put on there with a paper clip. And then here is just some watercolour swatches, and then I love to collect little like tea bag things, so I'm always sticking them all over the place. And then here I created a pocket just with a piece of scrap paper that I found and must have liked, and so I've used it as like a double pocket because it had a slit here. So if I can get this out, I've put in this postcard which I altered. It was just an old postcard that I found at the antique store, and I just added some flowers and some text and a bit of paint just to soften areas of it. And then this is just a gift tag that I got from something, and then I've also collaged a bit of like envelope from a Happy Mail, and then in here I've just popped like receipts and train tickets and stuff from a trip that I went on. And then I've got my name here as well. I think I was testing whether I could use my white Uniball Signo on like acetate or like packaging, like plastic packaging, and I could, so I stuck that down. And you'll notice as well I've got loads of tabs all throughout this journal. This was when I was becoming absolutely obsessed with tabs, and I was putting them everywhere, and I was making them with all different things. So this is like a washi tape tab, I've got a fabric tab, and then just like ones from scrapbook paper or old papers, some ribbon, and little paper clips as well, because I always have quite a few little decorative paper clips, and I never really know what to do with them because they just seem too pretty to just like paper clip together some random papers, so I end up actually putting them in my journal. But here's another just sort of collage page with like a quote and a little colour card thing that you get from the DIY store. And then here I've got more plastic packaging that I'm doing, just sort of little tip-ins that's sort of like overlays, if you will, and little tags that I was experimenting with different things. another little collage. I think this one's stapled together. I really like grabbing like a handful of papers and stapling them together and like seeing what textures and layers I can create. But yeah, in this journal there's a lot of like collaging and like cutting out different floral elements, just playing with different papers. Here I really love old stamps, and I just sort of did a page that was entirely old stamps. I just wanted to have a place to put them all together. And then here's just a quote that I did with a stencil and then just sort of coloured it in. And then this is sort of like a little, like an inside tab, if you will, because obviously it's not poking out. And then this is some wrapping paper that I got from a present. This is a card that someone sent to me. This page is just a poem, and then I put like an image I thought that matched on the other side. And everything that I've tipped in I've used different like washi tapes for. And like I said, I always keep like little decorative paper clips dotted throughout. This is just another collage. I must have just like cut out this image from a magazine. This must be one from a magazine as well. And I was just sort of collecting different things. That's what I was doing a lot when I started my junk journals, was just collecting different things and collaging. This is another one of those wall stickers. This was a poem that I liked out of a book. Here I created another little pocket, and I really liked how this little die cut looked on like the edge sort of overlapping. So in here I just tucked in, because obviously I didn't want to cover the rest of the poem, just tucked in like a stamped tag. And then this is another one of my altered postcards. I actually really want to try doing these again. I really enjoyed doing these, so I was just playing around with paint, adding a quote, and then doing a bit of sort of line work, and I really like how I coloured in the line work with my white pen, because I think it really like pops and stands out on the postcard. And then I just did some collage and some writing on the back with different like washi tapes and stuff like that. This is just did some lettering, and that's another one of those big stickers. I was having to cut them up because, as you can imagine, if they're selling wall stickers, then they were pretty huge, but they were literally like £2 for like a massive sheet of them, and I just thought they'd be really cool as like feature like images, I guess, on my journal. Plus they blend in quite well, like fairly well, so getting that like watercolour effect. More collaging and documenting a new set of washi tapes that I got. Here I just did like a little quote, and this was a watercolour sheet of paper that I popped into this journal. So I was doing some playing around with the Dilutions spray inks and activating it with water. And then a little tiny page. This is a James Burke washi tape. So I just sort of cut out one of the little doll girls, and pop that in there. And then just another quote and stamping. More cutouts just from magazines, like quotes, because I was reading a magazine and someone was talking about a life book. They say they have life books filled with collages, occasionally annotated with reflections and aspirations. I keep treasured letters, postcards, photos. I like to think of each page as an imaginary landscape that I've created from the world around me. No real logic to when I add to it. What I can say is that if someone wants to pick it up, what they would read is a story of what someone alluded to as self-actualization. It contains not stories that I tell to others, just ones I've told to myself. And I thought that was really interesting, and someone's put it into words, basically what I think journaling is, but they've called it a life book, but I think that applies to journaling as well. So some more collaging and swatching different colours, because I really wanted to see how they like worked on different like backgrounds. Obviously this is just like a book page, so I wanted to see how that worked and how much text would show through. Oh my goodness, so this page I did, yes, it would have been last autumn. I did a little like collaboration on Instagram with Merrill, or Merrill, Merrill Journals, and we did like, we focused on autumn, so I wrote a little poem and just sort of did some collaging of sort of things that relate to autumn, almost like a little bit of a mood board. More collaging and playing with paint. This, I ended up stapling together the two pieces of tracing paper on the end of the signatures, and then created just a little pocket just for a postcard, and I tried to stamp on the page, but it kind of like smudged a bit, so that didn't really work. And I just taped some ribbon to the end just to give it a bit of interest. Here I've used my HP sprocket to print out photos and then cut them out so they're not just like rectangle shaped. So this "More Poetry is Needed" was a billboard that I saw when I went to Swansea. So I just cut it out so it looks like it's almost like a bit of a billboard in my journal. Same with the flower that was in the garden, and I just cut it out just to sort of make my own like stickers and ephemera. This page I just covered in this floral duct tape that I found, and I think I was probably intending on doing something with the page, but I never did. I think I just really liked the pattern of that duct tape, so that's why I left it like that. And then another little like smaller page with just like a little photo collage, and I used this like tiny little punch that I got for literally like, I think it was like 25p at like a little like outside market thing when I went to Lancaster years ago, and it was just a little punch from a little stall, and it's the cutest thing and I use it all the time. So I normally like to use it on the end of a page just to add a bit of interest. Just took a photo of like my desk setup. I think I just got my new desk, so that's why I took a photo of it. And then just some collaging and stamping. Here I just used a number stencil to like letter the date and just scribbled it in with a pen. This is a photo of this journal that I just taped in. I think I'd just taken it for Instagram and just felt like printing it out. This is some really pretty gold washi tape that's sort of a bit see-through. I wish I knew where that was from. I don't think I can only imagine that was sent to me as a sample, but that's really nice. I'll have to find some more like that because I really like how that looks. And this background here was just from a magazine. I think it was supposed to be like one of those articles where it's like, here's your go, like write like reflections or something, I don't know, but I really liked the little plants and did a little bit of journaling on there. Oh, I really love this page. So this page has got a lot going on. So I've got some stenciling, did myself a little border. I've got like cutouts and quotes. I've got a tag from Patricia because she sent me some happy mail. Just some journaling about that. And this serpentine genuine like watercolour in the background, and then the pink is just a highlighter, and then my little business card and the tag that I created for the Little Rainbow Moon creative kit that I was part of, and I think this is some washi tape from that, and I think these are stickers from that as well actually. This page, I think it's one of my favourites. I just really like how brown paper looks. So it was really simple. On the left I just did a little bit of a collage. So there's like a doily, an old postcard, a little quote, and then this is just more plastic packaging that I doodled on with my white pen. And then on the right hand side I just wrote with my white pen and included a little like cut out of a teacup from my magazine, and I think I just really like how it looks cutting into the page, sort of going off the edge. This is just a really simple page, so it's just some floral imagery that I really enjoyed, and then just some brown paper and a little bit of writing about nostalgia. So this is sort of a bit of a hodgepodge of a page, but so this is me. This is from when I went down to London to the Instagram or Facebook offices for the event that they were doing. So I just took a photo of me with the London eye, because although I am from the UK, that was my first time going to central London, so it was really cool to see like all the landmarks and everything like that. And then I just included a little cutout of some Dymo label like font that I'd printed out, because I don't have a Dymo label maker. I really wish I did, but I can't justify buying one and buying all the tapes. I just don't think I'd use it enough to warrant buying one. Either that or everyone would get sick of me and I would label like everything, because I'd be like, I need to use this, so everything would get labeled. So the next best thing is to just use a font maker and just print it out. This is more just cutouts and collaging. I just really liked how simple that page was. This is from a magazine, more of this Dymo label maker, and just some journaling to fill in the blanks. I really like doing journaling sort of in little spaces where you wouldn't put anything else. This is what I mean about doing the wax seals on the like tracing paper, and I just use that as a way to just layer onto this page. I think I was going to do something here, but I obviously never got around to it. And then this is a postcard, just an old one, and then I just did a little, I think this was like a sticker, and I just popped it on here, and it says, inspiration exists, but it has to find you working. And I think that's true. You can't just go around saying you're inspired but not actually do anything. So that's why I popped that in there. And then that's just a funny quote, like, you know, little like inside jokes, whatever. So yeah, that's what that is. And another one of those wall stickers. So this page, I literally just had this little sticker sheet from Little Rainbow Moon, and I really liked how they all looked together, but I didn't necessarily know what I was going to do, so I just created a little collage in the corner here, and just called it a day. Just some more tracing paper, and I just really like this page, so I didn't really want to cover it up. And you don't have to cover up every page in your junk journal, because I know I see people's junk journals and some people have some really beautiful papers, so don't always feel like you have to cover every single page, because sometimes like the page can just speak for itself. Like this page I've just taped in. These were absolutely beautiful roses, and I didn't want to cut them out, I just wanted to keep them all together, so just popped them in there, just like a bit of inspiration, like just a pretty page really. Another little like minimal collage, just using like vintage books and cutouts and doilies. This page, I really like this page. It's got like quite a few elements to it. So I've obviously got the big 13 stenciled out. This was quite funny. So I bought a number stencil and it was a 12 by 12 stencil, and don't know why, but I didn't like think about how big 12 by 12 is. It's obviously like 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. So when it arrived, I couldn't believe how big the numbers were, but they're really cool. They make quite a big like impact on the page. And then this is just like a little flower that I've obviously cut out and stuck in. And then this was just a tea that I had, nettle, fennel and peppermint. It actually was not that nice at all, but I really liked how the tea bag looked. I've never seen like a white tea bag. It just looks quite aesthetic really, doesn't it? And when I kept the little thing on the end of the string as well. And then this is just a little jar that I just sort of tucked in there. And then here I'd done a watercolour of my favourite mustard yellow mug, and then I just popped it on some acetate so it kind of works as like a little flippy thing. More quotes from magazines, little washi and like cut out ephemera collages, like little clusters I like to make, and then just like a photo of like journaling in a cafe. Here, this page, I really liked the line work on this page. I did think about colouring it in, but I think it just works really well being like black and white, so I just did some journaling. And then this I tipped in. This was some vellum, printed vellum from Little Rainbow Moon as well. And then I just liked how that looked over this page and this page as well. So this is some more of those massive number stencils. And then here, so I was doing this again where I was cutting out my HP Sprocket prints. So this was me like holding pretty flower that I'd found. This was some like Etsy orders that I was packaging up, so I just took a picture of the packaging, and then I included a cutout flower, and then I just decided to journal like the wrong way around. Why not, I guess. This page was when I went to go see Daisy. I really enjoyed doing this page. So this page I sort of just collaged like different photos from the day. So like where am I thinking of? I can't think of the place now. I want to say Birmingham, it's not Birmingham. Begins with a B. Oh my goodness. Blackburn, that's it. Oh, why couldn't I think of that? Yeah, so like photos from Blackburn, like on my way to go see her. And then I said I really wanted to take a picture in front of her little like iconic washi shelf, so that's what I did. And then this page, you'll notice it's really like bright and colourful. That's because we did like a little collab, so I tried to do a journal page in her style, like using all these bright colours and everything, and then she did the same, journaling like with all neutral colours. So that's on my channel if you want to go and see that. But that was a really fun day. Another like collage-y spread, and I really liked how this worked out with doing it just in the middle and leaving the vintage book page as like a border. So this is some vintage ledger paper, and then I just put some washi and then a little like die cut and pop the date. I just really love how this page turned out, so I think I might do something similar to this in the future. Here, I told you these stickers were massive, so I just did a whole page dedicated to this watercolour wall decal, and then I have no idea where I got this from, but it just says Discover Your World. I think it was from some sort of packaging. It's quite thick, so like I said, you don't have to like do intricate details on every single page. Sometimes you can just stick a wall decal on a page and call it a day. So here the page had a picture, so I think this was from like an encyclopedia or something, and I just used the photo that was already on the page to do like a little quote. And then this is a sticker from Art Journal Girl, and then here I did a little tip in with, I think this is watercolour paper, and just sort of collaged some like flowers that I cut out, and then the same here, but I obviously never got around to writing anything on this page, but that's okay. And then the back page just has nothing on it, and then that's it really. So that's my completed junk journal. If you want me to have a detailed flip of the one I'm doing at the minute. So that's my completed junk journal. I hope you enjoyed seeing into that and like me explaining everything. So yeah, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.